Let me ask you something real quick. How many strategies have you tried to trade in the past 6 months? Be honest. 1 week it's a breakout strategy from some guy on YouTube. Next is Fibonacci from some guy on Twitter. And then all of a sudden you find yourself in some deep rabbit hole watching ICT videos. But despite all that, your results just don't change. And here's the truth that no one wants to hear. The one thing every trader needs to actually succeed is their own system. Not a system you copy, not one that you buy from somebody, from someone's Discord, not one that you sort of understand a little bit. I'm talking about a system that's built just for you. Here's the problem with copying someone else's strategy. It's not built just for you. Think about it. Every trader has different risk tolerance, different psychology, different lifestyle, and different understanding of the actual market. A scalping strategy for someone who only trades during New York session with a whole 5 hours to trade is not going to work for someone who only checks the charts during lunch hour. Even worse, when you don't fully understand the system you're using, you won't actually trust it. And when you don't trust it, what happens? You hesitate on entries, you exit too early, you overtrade after a loss, and the worst of all, you quit after a drawdown. That's why most traders fail. They're trading with someone else's brain, someone else's conviction, and someone else's risk profile. It's not necessarily your psychology that's the problem, which it seems like it. Most of the time, it's rooted deep into your system that's causing the psychology problem. And let me keep it real with you. I've been there. I spent over a year hopping from system to system, strategy to strategy, you name it. I would have 3 to 4 green days and think, okay, this is it. This is the holy grail. I found the secret strategy, guys. I'm about to get rich. Then one red trade comes and wipes me out and I'm going back to square one. And I kept thinking, maybe I just haven't found the right strategy. Oh, I need to go to the new one. That's what's missing. But it wasn't the strategy. It was me just not taking ownership of the process. It wasn't until I slowed down, started journaling, and going over what I actually enjoyed trading, what actually made sense to me, that I started building my own system. I didn't pull it from some random YouTube video. I built it around setups that I noticed that were showing up often, the rules that I actually trusted, and what I've seen that I was comfortable with risking. Yes, maybe I took some ideas from stuff I found out online, experimented on my own through trial and error, and found what worked. But you obviously need to start from somewhere by getting an idea from somewhere, and you're not going to know if you have no experience in the market. And that's what led to my turning point. So let's talk about what actually goes into building your own system. It doesn't have to be crazy complicated, but it does have to be intentional. Here are the 5 things that I think every strategy, every system needs in order to become successful. First, a bias process, potentially figure out what direction you're going to trade, or a way to identify the context of the market environment we're in. Next, you need some form of entry criteria, obviously. What are specific things you need to see to happen for you to want to press the buy button or the sell button? Third, you need risk management. How much are you going to risk per trade? What position are you going to enter with? What amount of contracts are you going to get into this trade with? Fourth, you need an exit plan. Where's your stop loss going to be? Where's your take profit going to be? How much you want to risk as well, part of the previous step. And number 5, a way to review your system, track your trades to see if you ever need to adjust your strategy at any point, if there's some specific period of time where it's underperforming or a certain rule that's causing you to underperform. Every consistent profitable trader that I know has these 5 things dialed in 100%, and they're personal to them and the way they want to trade. You don't need to copy someone else's system. You just need to build your own blueprint. If you're serious about trading, there are no shortcuts here. Building your own system takes time, it takes reflection, and it takes some red days and trial and error. But when you finally start trading with rules that actually make sense to you, that you fully understand, that you've seen work in the past over time, you stop hesitating, you stop second guessing, and you take trades with full confidence. You gain the clarity, and that's when everything starts to change. Psychology issues down the drain, and you realize it all rooted from your system. Or I should say maybe your lack of a system. So if you're watching this right now and you're in the middle of figuring it out, keep going. I'm telling you, don't look for someone else's strategy. Focus on building your own system. Sure, take bits and pieces from what you've seen that works, what you've seen that make actual sense to you, but in the end, you want to make it personalized to you. Drop a comment down below and let me know what part of your system you're still trying to figure out. Entries, exits, confluence, journaling, reviewing, risk management, whatever it may be. Let me know. If you have any specific questions, I'll potentially make a video on it or reply to it. And if you found this helpful, you guys already know, like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. All right, peace.